Lewis Hart for the Ring magazine. Delighted to be joined with Josh Taylor here in Liverpool, ahead of obviously stablemate Jack Turner taking on Ryan Farag, and obviously Jadi Herrera as well. So yeah, lots of stablemates out this weekend. Before we do get into things, Josh, how are you? Good to see you.
Yeah, good mate, good. Just not long finished the training session. Come over to try and watch some of the press conference, but never really saw much because I'm doing interviews with you guys. Yeah. But there was a couple of little bits of tasty bits, but I've kind of missed them all. So yeah, it's been okay.
So obviously Jadi Herrera, he had quite a bit to say. Jack Turner a bit to say. I guess having all different characters at the gym like that, no matter what, for yourselves who are experienced and young as well, it must be good to have like different sort of that different environment of youth and experience as well in Rotunda.
Yeah, it's good. There's a good atmosphere in the gym with all the lads. You know, it's we have a good laugh and we have a good carry on. But when it's time to go to work, we go to work. So yeah, it's good having a good squad around us. You know, we all go running together, so we're all pushing each other in the track sessions and things like that. So yeah, it's quite a competitive atmosphere. So yeah, it's good.
For yourself, Josh, do you take up that role of, when you are more experienced, you know, you've been at the top level for so long, do you take that experience and sort of share it with guys that are coming through like Jack and even Jadi as well?
Yeah, at times, you know, like if they're asking and they're looking for things and stuff, yeah, I'll try and give them a little bit of, you know, my own experience and sort of things, but I generally just leave that to the coaches. You know, I don't really want to get too involved with them, but obviously if we're in there and I see them doing a little bit of things, I'll say, here, do this, try this way or whatever, and give them little bits of advice. But yeah, I generally try and just leave it to the coaches, you know.
Yeah. Do you have to move on to yourself? Obviously making the move to welterweight now, Ekow Essuman, back up in Scotland, must be a nice feeling, guess, to be back. I think the last one was obviously the Carroll fight 3 years ago. So yeah, looking forward to May and a return to the ring, I guess, and return to Scotland in a sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time, like you said. So yeah, it's good to get back home and get back to boxing and bringing big boxing back to Scotland, you know, and give the local lads and the local talent and the chance to showcase their skills on a big stage. We get kind of starved of it in Scotland, you know. We get starved of the lads and the talent, get starved of getting the chance to go and show their skills on big shows, big televised shows like this. So it's an honour that I can take it back to Scotland and put the big shows on again.
I was going to ask you that, like, is it ever frustrating for yourself? Like, you did bring boxing back up to Scotland, and to see sometimes it get neglected north of the border. And, you know, it's not just the guys on the card. You know, you can mention guys like Sam Hickey and so many other fighters that come through. Is it, I guess, frustrating sometimes where it does get neglected?
It's the way it is. It's the way it is. You know, it's always been like that. We don't really get fair crack of the whip up the road. We always have to come down here. We always have to do it at short notice and things like that. You know, not myself. I've been fortunate myself that I won the Commonwealth Games and was on a good platform sort of right away. You know, but even then, first it was Channel 5. It wasn't like it was Sky Sports or, you know, anything like that, or BT. It was Channel 5 on terrestrial television, which is good because it's free television for the punters to watch. But yeah, we don't really get the fair crack of the whip in terms of opportunities up the road. So we have to work a little bit harder to make sure that we do get it, and we do get it. So when I do get fights, I want to make sure the first thing I say is try and get to Scotland, because then we can get the lads on and the Scottish lads on in the show, and they get a chance to showcase their skills in Scotland. So it's a rare opportunity for them. So yeah, that's what I try and do that.
New weight class for yourself as well, 147. Yeah, as you say, it was no secret at 140. It was been a bit of a struggle as the years went on.
No.
So okay, that's okay.
Everybody seems to think that.
That's what I was, because
the only fight that I had was a struggle was the first Jack fight.
Yeah. Okay.
I was coming off of Mount Everest, you know, in terms of completing boxing and becoming undisputed world champion, and Jack Carroll was zero threat to me, you know, and that was the mistake that I made. So I left the training to a little bit, come into training camp really heavy, really out of shape and really heavy. Sort of cheated on my diet and left all the weight cut to the last minute, and thought, you know, just make the weight and get through it and win it, no problem. And that's the mistake that I made. You know, so that's the only time I've ever done that, you know, with the weight and stuff. And since then, I've been great with the weight at 140. Again, you know, I made the weight great against Lopez. Although the legs went after 4 rounds, but that was due to the injury that I had, the plantar fascial tendon full tear. That took months and months and months to recover. The WBO gave me a date, basically a deadline date to make, which was that one in June in New York. So I thought, right, okay, it's the last belt. It's the last belt I've got left. I've vacated all the other ones due to the mandatories coming in, but I couldn't do it because I was injured. The WBO gave me a date, and they said June. I was like, right, okay, but again, I wasn't quite ready for it because I only got 4 running sessions in, and they were only on a curved treadmill, so it was 4 sprint sessions in, you know. So I never got the leg work in because I couldn't do it. I was in a bloody moon boot thing for months. So yeah, in hindsight, I should have put it back, but you know, it is what it is. You know, it's the only time that my legs have went in the fight. Because that was only because I couldn't do the leg work. But yeah, I made 140 fine. But I completed it at 140, and I kind of got stale. I've done the challenges, you know. It's like, what left have I to do? Get my belts back that I've already done and won and beat. So I thought, nah, it's time setting new goals, setting new targets, set a fresh mindset, you know. But get chasing something else now, chase more greatness and become a 2-weight world champion. So that's the mindset that I'm in. Yeah,
and I guess for this fight now, and especially at the move at 147, do you feel like you've got the bit between your teeth? Because, you know, I spoke about a couple of months ago to your trainer, Jaron Ennis Conor Benn. He said, you know, the mentality in boxing that after, you know, a couple of poor performances or losing a fight, people think you're finished, and that argument could be made towards yourself that people may have. So does that feel like you have more to prove now when people do have them doubts around yourself?
Yeah, it's good, but at the end of the day, fuck them. Who are they? You know, it's like, I know what I can do in my ability. I know what I can do on my day when I'm performing. When I'm performing at my peak performance, I don't think there's a fight in the world that can beat me. And then you'll get all these naysayers again with just with that comment alone. But fuck them. Who are they? So I know what I can do, and I know what I'm capable of. So on my day. So yeah, that's why I'm still doing it. I know I can become a 2-weight world champion.
I know you're not looking past Essuman, but you know, for yourself, you want to be at the top level of boxing again. Ideally, when you do look at, you know, a fight like Boots and Stanionis, that is a potential aim for yourself.
Absolutely, you know, that's what I want to do. I want to become. That's why I'm in the sport, to become and fighting the best in the sport and be in the best fights I can possibly be in. So if one of these fights come around, absolutely take it with both hands. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. I know yourself and Conor Benn have gone back and forth many times on social media. You now being in his weight class, I know he's fighting at middleweight against Eubank Jr., but ideally, with the back and forth and the narrative, especially the domestic clash it goes into, that's definitely something that entertains.
Yeah, it'd be great. And again, it's if the money's right and stuff, you know, if the money's right, absolutely. And that's a great fight. You know, it's one that would get stuck right in amongst, and it would be a fantastic fight. It would be an all-action fight. So yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a boring fight in my whole career. So yeah, it's going to be a great fight. Yeah.
Before I do let you go, what do you think of Ben Eubank Jr.?
I'm not sure. I'm really kind of on the fence with it. You know, I'm edging towards Eubank because of the experience he's got. You know, I know, although he hasn't won any titles and stuff, but he's only lost to world champions, and he's been in with the better opponents and got more experience. So I'm edging towards Eubank, but it will be a good fight because you've got Conor Benn, who's younger, coming up, fresh, hungry. So yeah, it's a very interesting fight, but I'm edging towards Eubank. Absolutely. Josh, thank you for taking time to speak to you. Really appreciate it. All the best in May against Ekow Essuman. Top man, thank you.